this is fun. Haven't ridden a skateboard in like 20 years or something, so let's see how this goes. Maybe I need like softer wheels or something, because I just feel like it's real rough, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go very far without the roughness of the streets slowing me down. Fun. Well, I made it to the bus stop without eating it, so that's a good start. All right, it's Thursday, which is kind of like my Friday, and it's beautiful out. It's supposed to start raining tomorrow and rain for maybe like a week or so. I'm gonna go enjoy the sun by getting a beer, hopefully sitting outside and do a little bit of editing, try to soak up as much of this beautiful day as I can before the rain comes in. I went to the park after I got home, lied in the grass in the sun. Felt so nice. I'm trying to think about the last time I did that, the last time I just like lied out and soaked it in. Gotta get some color back. I don't know what's going on with this house, but super cool looking in like a creepy, decrepit kind of way. The whimsy of some of these homes is unreal. That's all right. I don't really need any more books right now. I'm still working on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and then I got like a handful of cookbooks I'm trying to work my way through, so no more books for now. Made it to beer. Thank God. Just finished up my beer in a bit and did some editing. And now I'm walking back to the house sit. And I got something on my mind that I've been thinking about the last couple days. And it's a concept that I have called the traveler's mentality. So what is the traveler's mentality? Well, if you know me or you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I have been traveling for a while and was a remote worker, remote designer. I was going from country to country doing storyboards and motion design, living where I please, making all right money, I suppose. Hey, what's up? And yeah, I was like pretty free, right? And now I'm domestic and looking for a job in a restaurant here in Portland, Oregon. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely asked myself, like, why? Why would you give up this for that? Why would you give up being able to work remotely, living wherever you want for, like, you know, a restaurant job? Like being somebody's slave? No. You know, but like having a boss and having a schedule, having some stability, having, you know, responsibilities for someone other than myself. Let's face it, not being like selfish man about town, doing as I please. Why would I choose that over the freedom of, travel and remote work? Like, why does it sound so fun to me to get a job in a restaurant and stay put for a while. And why would I choose coming back to the United States and living in Portland, Oregon, when I could choose any number of beautiful and inexpensive countries around the world, like Bogota, Colombia? I could live there. It could be so cheap. I could live so well. I mean, it's so inexpensive and gorgeous, and the food's good, and the people are rad. You know, why not that? Why won't I do that? Portland is a beautiful city. Portland is a destination that people from around the world travel to. Just because it's in the country, my country, the United States, makes it domestic and not foreign and exotic. But to people around the world, it is a pretty foreign and exotic place. It's a beautiful city. It's a very unique and gorgeous city. I was on the bus the other day and felt foolish for having ever left. I was blown away by the beauty of the streets, the trees, the homes, the flowers, thinking to myself, there aren't many, if any, other cities that look like Portland, Oregon. That's why people come here. That's why people love it here. One of the reasons why, and why people from around the world, when they come to the United States, they're like, Portland, got to go to Portland. With the traveler's mentality and outlook on life, I am not domestic right now. I am currently traveling to one of these beautiful and unique cities of the world. It just so happens that I have lived here before and that this is on US soil, so it's not like exotic and foreign to me. So with that in mind, this is as cool as any other place around the world. It's one of those cool places. Trust me, it's one of those cool cities. Now, I've been to some cool cities, like, say Mexico City, really freaking cool. Mendoza, Argentina, gorgeous. I'm not here just to list off all the places I've been. I'm just saying those are places that I've been that have been gorgeous and potential places to move to. And if I were to try to move to those cities, I would have looked for a job, because you can't just live there unless you're making enough money remotely and the country has a specific visa that allows for you to live there with your remote income. You would most likely have to find a job, get a work visa, and become a resident somehow. Permanent residency, whatever. So what would I have done? Well, I can definitely tell you that if I moved to a different country, I would have been looking to get into a restaurant. Yeah, if I moved to Colombia, I'd try to work in a restaurant. I'd learn Spanish and I'd learn Colombia cuisine. I'd get a bunch of free food. I'd meet people and become part of the community. It'd be rad. Be surrounded by awesome people and awesome food all day. Here I am in Portland, Oregon, in a quote unquote cool city of the world, right? Moving here, what do I need to move here? I need a job. What kind of a job would I like to have? I would like a restaurant job. I would like to be a chef one day. I would like to be really freaking good at working in restaurants and cooking. I'm doing the exact same thing that I would do if I was still a traveler and I was traveling to some foreign city. I would still be doing this. I would be trying to get educated on cooking. I would be trying to get a job in a restaurant. And that's the traveler's mentality that I'm talking about. I'm not giving up, because part of me at one point was totally thinking, are you giving up? You quitting? Are you taking it easy? Are you choosing the easy route? What happened to adventure? I'm I am on an adventure. I'm still on an adventure. My adventure is no different. This is just the city that I chose. Or perhaps it's the city that chose me. Huh? Think about that. That's the sort of concept that I've been thinking about lately, is the traveler's mentality. Just because you're in a city you're familiar with, in your home country, doesn't mean you have to live as though you're not an adventurer. There's so much of Portland that I'm unfamiliar with. Places in the city that I haven't been to. You know, like when you play a video game and whenever you explore the map has like a fog over it until you've touched those areas. There's so much of Portland that's still foggy. To look at the world and everything around as if it is new. It's almost like childlike energy where you have to look at everything as being like new and exciting, even if you've been there before. You just have to remain open to be like, there might be something I haven't seen yet. There might be people I haven't met. There might be food I haven't tasted. And as I walk through this beautiful and unique city of Portland, I remind myself that. I'm like, I'm still a visitor. I'm still a traveler. I came to this city. I'm trying to get my visa. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to stick myself here. That was the plan anyway. That was the plan of traveling around the world. The plan was to find the city that we would eventually call home. It just so happens that it took coming right back to Portland in order for us to find that city. It's kind of silly, but yeah, Jai and I met in Portland back in 2009, and we had left and we lived in a handful of other states, and then yeah, like I mentioned, traveled looking for someplace else to go. Came back to Portland and was like, yep, I guess this has been it all along. And it seems silly, but I guess we just had to leave in order to understand that. So that's the traveler's mentality. And I guess it's easier said than done. And not everyone gets to be in Portland. And some of you may be like, that's dumb. That's what I was thinking. So I felt like sharing that. Anyway, that's what happens after I've had like my first beer in a while. First beer and some change. It was like a 20-ounce pour for sure. And I got a light one. It was like 5.3, but I'm like a way lightweight now. And then I had a 5-ounce pour of some green beer. Had a little bit of alcohol. And felt like talking to the camera about stuff to round out this little daily vlog. So, you know, thanks for watching, and subscribe, and then call up your mom and send her like a voicemail with the entire, web address to my YouTube channel, and make sure you enunciate really well so she knows exactly what it is she's typing, so she can find my channel and then she can subscribe, and then start one of those classic like chain emails where they're going to get like 7 years of bad luck or something if they don't subscribe, and then send that to your sister. All right, thanks.